Where do we start to tell a story that has taken a lifetime to witness and experience? Adventures from around the globe.
The ups, the downs, the struggles, and the rewards.
As the couple who started it all on outdoor television, we are now riding the wave of the future.
Bringing our years of experience and adventure
to you.
What a magnificent buck. Oh, baby.
It's not about the record books.
It's about living this lifestyle and making memories to pass on to the next generation. Respect the land, the animals, and the people.
Be true stewards to the land.
Our family lives by example. Faith, family, and work ethics.
We are on the most incredible journey of our lives.
It's time to get back to our roots
and go off-grid.
Hey, on this week's episode of Off Grid with us, Ralph and Vicki,
we are attacking it by talking about moose vocalization.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard some crazy things up in the woods.
You know, we've been chasing moose, well, for a long, long time, and we've chased them from everywhere you could possibly imagine, and then some.
Yeah, we have, and we've seen and heard some crazy noises. Some that, I mean, we've shown footage of to other people that have hunted moose, and they've never heard that vocalization.
No, and that's why we're here to show you and talk about it, because the reality of it is just like in any type of calling situation, sometimes you may think you know it all, but guess what? Those animals will prove you wrong.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into one of my moose hunts.
Yes.
And this is one of those things we were talking about earlier for vocalization. This is some footage that we've never seen. We couldn't believe that it actually was happening.
Well, again, you know, it's like anything. If you watch a show or you're watching stuff, you know, you see, okay, here's how they call, or you've heard it. You've been in the bush and you've heard a cow call. I mean, it's like, oh, that's a cow. You hear a yelp and oh, that's a hen. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you're like, you get in and you start seeing it ain't a hen. It's a tom, you know what I mean?
Right.
And the same thing happened on this hunt. We heard what we thought was a bull grunting.
Right, and a cow calling.
Bellowing.
So we thought that there was a bull and a cow, and we thought we can go in there and go ahead and get aggressive to that bull,
yes,
trying to call him away from the cow. Well, the footage you'll see, 2 bulls came out, and we're glassing them, and we can't believe that this cow call.
We saw it.
It's basic, yeah.
We watched that bull.
He was cow calling.
Bellowing like a cow.
It was a submissive call to that other bull is what it was.
I don't know what it is, but I've practiced it at home and she's responded.
No, she hasn't.
You know, no matter what, again, we always emphasize is the best teacher in the world is being out there and witnessing and experience it from the animals themselves. So, learn from them, but we'll share with you all these years of experience in having fun doing it too.
That's the first one we saw this morning. That's not him. Yeah, it's the first one that we saw.
That's your bull right there.
Is he bellowing like a cow? He's 65 yards. So there's two bulls on this oxbow, and they're both nice looking bulls. That other one, the second one, he was making all kinds of weird noises. I thought he was cow calling there for a minute. I'm like, uh-oh, something's wrong with him.
Yeah, and I thought right away that there was maybe a cow and a calf back in here somewhere.
Yeah.
And then the two bulls right together, facing each other.
Yeah, I honestly thought that we were going to see them just
I did
bonk
too.
heads and stuff like that. But
it looked like there might be a little battle coming. But
yeah, that was really interesting to listen to that bull make that bellowing.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard that before, and it sounded like a cow call.
Yeah, high-pitched and drawn out.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't sound like the normal bull grunt.
I do have to say, though, is that we jumped over that little creek, and my fancy new wader boots should have been up because now my boot's soaking wet because it went in.
And now we got to go back across.
Yeah, but that's
Maybe,
okay. It's already
somebody
wet.
can piggyback us.
Ralph, you're not going to piggyback us? Are your boots wet all the way in? Okay, good. Then I feel better.
Off Grid is brought to you by Alps. Exceed your expectations. Bass Pro Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Bog. Engineered for the unknown. Boss Buck Feeders. Now you're getting serious. Browning. The best there is. Cyclops Lights. Get out of the dark. Easton, advancing archery's legacy since 1922. Gammo, adult precision airguns. Hoyt, get serious, get Hoyt.
I think a simple way is just to show you without the call is mimicking some of the sounds. You know, for example, a cow call. If you pinch your nose, you get a little higher pitch. You go, and what I'm doing is I'm sort of trying to shut down the back of my throat, and I'm just blowing air through it going, and a lot of times, don't think this is the only way. Is you'll hear sometimes I go, or you'll hear the cows going, so either it's a long drawn out process beginning or it's a short one. Either way is going to work. But I mean, the thing is as they get more active and they get ready to go and they're really calling to that bull, you'll hear them at hyper pitching. I mean, it's just crazy.
Oh yeah, they're like, hey, come on over here, big boy.
Yep. So, I mean, you'll be... Now, you could do that and you see the different octaves, and you see that I'm using the call and I'm doing this. Because if you've ever seen a cow calling, you'll watch her head do this. You know, and she's not just going, she'll be turning and tilting. Well, doing that with the call is also channeling all that audio. So, I mean, those are a couple little things that really work.
When we set up, I mean, we saw him again on the shoreline. We went in to try to get to him.
We're keeping the wind in our favor, blown to the river.
Right. The thing is that when we saw him coming, when you and I stood there for a second, we realized the direction he was going to catch our wind.
Off Grid is also brought to you by Hunter Specialties, serious hunting tools. Muddy, serious gear for serious hunters. NAP, hunt with confidence. Plano, protect your passion. Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors. Spyplane, connected to your passion. Traditions, feel the difference. True Glow, when brightness counts. Off Grid is also brought to you in part by
I am not your forefather's broadhead. I am 4 ultra-sharp blades of blistering precision. I am 3 devastating inches of cutting trauma. I am a 100-grain testament to American ingenuity. I am a bulletproof storm of unleashed fury. I am the Spitfire double cross, and failure is not an option. NAP, hunt with confidence.
Off Grid's conservation group of choice, the Wild Sheep Foundation.
You know, there's a lot of different calls that you could buy. And I mean, you know, we have birch bark, that we've had friends of ours make them, or we've made our own. And I mean...
Or Fern uses that giant plastic thing too
plastic
sometimes.
or fiberglass.
Fiberglass,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And you'll hear, if you go to a store and they have an assortment of calls, use them and just see, you'll hear the different tones. It's just like your grunt calls, it's just like your turkey calls, it's like your elk calls. Each one has a different pitch. The thing is you're just using some type of call to give you that bellowing sound is going to pay big dividends. And I mean, we've talked about cow calling, the mewing and everything else, but your bull grunts,
Right.
is there is no set way except knowing that when they do and they start to get that fever sets in and they start rolling their head, they get more excited.
Their
they
eyes roll in the
literally
back of their head and they start messing around with their necks and their head and just...
They grunt more.
They
I mean,
do.
almost every step. When you have him grunting like that, he's telling you he's coming.
Yeah.
He is ready, and you better be
And you better
ready.
be, that's for sure.
Your grunts go... And what I'm doing is go... I'm pushing air out. Now, when he starts getting more excited,
and understand, all that's doing is it's a megaphone, and it's like you said, it's reverberating it. It's making it louder, and it's getting it to echo more.
Yep.
And if sometimes in situations, depending on how you're set up on the hunt, if you're in a valley and you're with water in front of you, it's going to echo even more than that.
You know, I get, you know, when you think about all, you know, that we've been fortunate and blessed to do is we're not experts in anything. We never wanted to be, you know, we don't claim that. This isn't an ego trip. We want to help you have a better experience. And if we could teach you stuff that we've learned that's worked and not worked, hey, it's only going to give you that opportunity.
Yeah, every time we go out in the woods, we learn something new.
That's right.
Every single time. And so we're just sharing some of what we've learned out in the woods.
There's a lot of things that can make you better, but truly the best thing in the world is become a better woods person. You know what I mean? And learn to read the sign, learn to listen, and you'll be amazed at the things you'll pick up. And I mean, you'll hear all of a sudden that woodpecker start chirping like crazy. Why? That's what you got to ask yourself immediately.
The squirrels, everything.
Yep, and I mean, we've been in situations where we didn't hear a bull, and then all of a sudden you hear this pine squirrel going at it, and you're like, and you're trying to look, and the next thing you know, you see a flash of a paddle.
Yeah.
These are things, telltale signs that will definitely get you ready for that situation. So don't think that you know it all, because like Vicki said, every time we go in the woods, we learn something new.
Nice work. Oh.
Steve, I'll tell you, I've never been so close to a moose. Now, I filmed one at 7 yards, but this one I think was like 5 steps. We saw him, we figured, okay, well, he's on this side of the river. So we went around, we parked the boat, and we came up in, and we didn't hear anything. We only saw him. And then you guys heard him grunting a couple times, I guess, and came in, and we heard him grunt louder and louder, and it sounded like his bull was coming closer. Ralph and I, we set up right there by that pine tree, and you started going further away and calling, and kind of like elk hunting, I guess. Yep. Just kind of trying to play him which way you want him to go.
You bet.
And he came, that bull was like 15 yards from me, and he stopped, and he started going behind us, and I go, oh no, he's gonna go behind us, and we just held tight, and he turned around, he came back around, and all of a sudden I realized, I mean, he's gonna come at like 5 feet, and I'm not kidding. I drew my bow back. And I was waiting for him to step like right there because I knew that it'd be a quartering away shot. But he stopped, so I just moved my bow like three inches over, and I just smashed him. There's some.
Oh yeah.
Huh. Why do you do that to me? Look, he always sees it before me. We found
nice work.
Oh my gosh, sorry if I'm sweating. Yeah. Look at him. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, he's got stuff in his antlers. Oh my gosh, he's beautiful, beautiful fronts. Look at
he's
that.
got great fronts, yeah.
Beautiful. Wow, Steve. You big bull. He's kind of ripe, huh?
Yeah, he's a little smelly.
Thank you again.
Nice work. Nice shot, too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He didn't make it more than maybe 100 yards, eh?
Maybe. It is the second evening of my hunt, and I shot this beautiful bull, and I have to tell you, I filmed bull at 7 yards. I shot this bull at 5 feet. It was insane. I mean, it was, like Steve made the comment earlier, if I'd have missed, I'd have been in trouble at that point. I don't know what to say. Greg, Steve, thank you guys so much for putting up with us at camp and dealing with us.
Hope you learned something from today's episode. And I'll tell you what, I hope you learned that don't be so tunnel visioned, thinking that you have to do this call exactly perfect, because the footage proved that.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone through where we've seen different things, and sometimes it could just be as you're walking on a branch and it breaks. It could snap that bull into it. So, I mean, anything can work.
I mean, good example. For years, we thought, cow call. Well, today we proved that the bull does the same thing. Who'd have thought that?
Yeah, so hey, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Off Grid with Ralph and Vicki. And you know what? If you guys liked it, remember to go ahead and click on like, subscribe, and follow us, and share it as much as you can, because we're gonna have more and more episodes to share with all of you guys. Now, I'm starting to get a little hungry though.
So what are you saying? You're gonna go make moose burgers?
Yeah, we're talking about all this moose hunting. I'm gonna go start the Traeger up and make some burgers.
Good.
Sound
Get to
good?
work, would you?
That's right. Burger
Call
time.
me when they're ready.
Turger. Yeah, whatever. Do you want cheese in them?
Yes.
How about
Yes.
peppers? Yeah?
Yes.
You want 1 or 2?
1.
4?
Lettuce.
Tomato?
Ketchup.
Ew. Why would you put ketchup on a moose burger? That ruins it.
Closed caption brought to you by Wounded Warrior Outdoors, providing wounded servicemen and women with therapeutic outdoor adventures.
I'm going to show you the best cow call.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, you got to practice at home. You got to figure out how to make these calls. Ready? Ralph taught me this. Honey.
There's certain.
I want some food.
Damn, I thought I was gonna start grunting there.